ONIC Philippines, the current world champions, going against Aurora from Turkey, will be going against each other. And who gets the first blood here, we're going to find out in this series. Welcome to it. It's me and Brigida to bring you the action.
I cannot believe we're seeing the Valir-Selena matchup for game number 1. Lafell did mention continuous damage, but whether or not they're able to maximize that, we'll see it now because they're playing it very aggressively in the first few minutes. But Super Friends, because of that aggression, is forced to flicker out and will receive the Sword Rose first blood immediately for Aurora Gaming.
I don't know what our fastest first blood. I know it was around like the 30.
26.
26?
We beat it yesterday.
Okay, it was beaten yesterday.
They wanna beat the record.
Yeah, still under the minute. First blood going in the hands, especially for Tienzi.
Yeah.
That's great for Lancelot to get a start here, and you can see this. This is what I was worried about for King Kong, though, too, because if you get a lead, you then have to rely on the team to help you, even this.
This is such an aggressive start for Aurora Gaming, and the Abyssal Arrow lands onto King Kong. Second casualty of the game, but the punish. They'll be able to take down Apex 47. Okay, things are looking good for Aurora Gaming right now.
It's a great start for them already. 2 kills for Tienzi, an assassin that has popped up multiple times already throughout our tournaments here. And you get 2 early kills, that's going to be great for you. You can already see the emblems too, nothing too crazy, but you got a whole lot of tank emblems. And of course, you're still going to see that Temporal Rain here for the Valir.
Yes.
Apex? Okay, he's not going to get stunned.
So it seems like whenever Super Friends does want to go for the Vengeance Flame, again, that has some sort of purify to it, you'll be able to spam your skills a lot more. The team fights will be a lot more difficult for Aurora Gaming if ever they get to be the recipient of the Burst Fireball then and now, every now and then. But still, like, I mean, the mere fact that there's a Selena and you're a Fredrin, right?
It's not going to be fun.
It doesn't look too good. So let's see how this pans out. Aurora Gaming are the first to position themselves in the turtle.
All right, they'll get positioned. You can see the rotating happening here too. Superbone making his way down for this turtle. So they want to go full force for this fight. They want to secure the objective. They've already had a good lead. Oh, it's going to break out. Brusco forced off of this. He doesn't have level 4, so no final slash. That's an easy turtle. I think they just disengage.
Oh, but ONIC might want to go for it, though. Brusco, the Tsunami Slam will be used onto him. And then now Lunar will be isolated on the back line, but so will be Brusco. He is the first to fall, and Lunar will be next. But does Aurora still want to fight this? Now it's Rosa. He won't be able to escape. So somehow ONIC might have equalized it in a way.
I mean, at least they get 2 kills off of that. You know, it's still a small lead for Aurora Gaming right now, but this is, I guess, that was a preview of what the lineup is capable of for ONIC Philippines. Obviously, they're going to need some more time. Also, when that fight before it broke out, the Spear Destruction from Kelra came through, but it didn't land, so he couldn't join this fight. So, you know, essentially you find yourself in this, but still relatively even because it's a 4v4, and they just go for it. And it's, you know, it's one of those lineups from ONIC Philippines that needs time to literally cook here. But Rosa gets taken out, of course, from King Kong, and he's got a little bit of catching up to do. I'm not sure if he's too far behind in terms of gold. But at least, you know, he's about half a level or a level or so behind Tienzi right now. And Tienzi is 3-0 on this Lancelot already.
That's huge for a Lancelot to get an early 3-0, which is why ONIC PH, they might be respecting this right now. They're playing somehow a little more careful, but now that they see Rosa isolated in the mid lane, they find a way to deal with him. Now going for Apex 47 next. These are 3 members of ONIC PH, but that's the Tsunami Slam already committed onto Brusco. Tienzi also here, but they won't be committing the fight just yet.
Okay, King Kong wants to take this because, as you can see, he's 2 levels behind. So he goes and grabs that. Turtle's going to be up in 10. So ONIC, what they're really looking for is just some of these pick-off potentials. They found them. They've pretty much dissipated the gold lead that Aurora had. Mid lane's going to be put some pressure here, but this is what we're going to see. Aurora Gaming goes back into position for the objective. This time around, though, you still got both gold laners up on their own. This is going to be started up. Super Friends picking up the glowing wand. So now Rosa firing off from the back angle, but will be forced back. King Kong even despite it all, we'll just jump on in. And this is the hard part for Tianzi. He's got to find the right window.
They start things off, use the final slash, but then the turtle, it's still going to the hands of Aurora. Rosa also takes the kill on Brusco. King Kong somehow trades Apex 47, but Rosa with a double kill takes down Super Friends, and Kirk makes it just in time to find the kill.
A big trade though. Aurora's going to get more. They're going to get this mid turret off of that. Good thing for Kirk. At least he gets a kill. There's a trade and an objective as well, as Kaura was able to push in that tier 1 up top. We'll take a look at the instant replay again. This was a fight that was in favor of Aurora. TNZ goes in, especially with a full barrage laid down right there. It was a great fight position for them, and they kind of separated ONIC Philippines. You know, the Super Fam literally got separated in this fight, and they had to just kind of be in that position of, let's go get something if we can't. Lunar, though.
Oh, they're trying to get something again here in mid. Super Friends seems like he's having such a hard time. Rosa might still actually go for it. Sigibom, nice placement, but still, it's literally so difficult for ONIC Philippines to find an angle here. The biggest worry for ONIC PH at this point is it feels like they need a bit more time to set up for them to be able to use their skills, similar to the Appraiser's Wrath when they wanted to go for that objective. I mean, it was Brusco who started things off, but Aurora Gaming, they have much faster ways to respond, to fight back, and do it explosively, not the way ONIC PH kinda needs a bit more of like buffer or loading time.
They need a lot more buffering time. Also, they need to deal with Tianzi. He's 6-0 at this point. He's been pretty much untouched, and then he just picked up the brute force as well. You can see the lead, man, that he has on King Kong. You know, this is what I was worried about in the draft when you saw that Fredrin come through, and then you see the Lancelot, which has been picked up time and time again in our matches so far. And you get this kind of lead, which all started from that early first blood. You get a lot of opportunities to go ahead and play the way you want in your jungle alongside the team here. Plus, the fact that you have a Selena to help provide some division is, you know, phenomenal for them to work around with. So I expect this just to be their free turtle, 3 for 3. I think ONIC Philippines is just going to have to adjust and be like, all right, how do we approach this first Lord coming up?
Yeah, at least they have Kelra, they have the Moskov, so they can somehow deal with the macro. But Aurora Gaming, they're still going to go for it. That's the Flicker Tsunami Slam into the strike, already committed by Apex 47. Immediately taking out Kickoff. Final Slash connects onto Sigibom, but still the damage coming in from Aurora Gaming seems like it's going to be enough. It's a triple for Tianzi. Sigibom gets taken out. Kelra might be the saving grace, but will he be able to do it? He's up against 2 members and he won't.
What a play with such a good final slash, but unfortunately for ONIC, they weren't able to win that fight. Great placements here from Aurora Gaming. Again, it was initiated by them. Look at the final slash that comes through, even onto that full barrage.
Yeah.
Great placement, but again, they were behind, and Kaura really wasn't there for that majority of that fight until the end here, and he really can't go against a Tianzi. Look at him, he's 10-0-1 on this Lancelot.
What is this KDA? How did this come?
Has he found the right balance between aggression?
Okay, so out of the 14 kills, he hasn't been part of 3.
Yeah.
Just 3. The math is not
Quick
mathing,
maths.
but you know, it's just how surprising the game is. Imagine this much of a lead between Tianzi and King Kong. That's 3K? Around 3K? Between the Fredrin and the Lancelot. And you know that if it is a Fredrin jungle, then you basically are going to be the utility. You just want to set things up for your teammates, but Kelra, oh no, Apex 47, there to protect his teammate, there to protect Sigibom. They have to reposition unless ONIC PH still want to take on this fight. There is somehow still a lead between them and Aurora Gaming, but it feels like they desperately want to at least get something.
Yeah, it seems like ONIC Philippines right now is kind of scrapping for whatever they can get.
No.
That is a massive differential between the junglers right now. Tianzi, this is how confident he can be too, that he just takes things from King Kong. So, you know, that's tough to see especially if you're in that position for King Kong right now and you're down multiple levels. Whoa, Super Fritz.
Okay, at least the flicker was there. But that was a very close call. I mean, Super Prince was confident enough to not use the Vengeance Flame, not like it could do much anyway. But still, at least they still have, or no, he actually used it. No, the Vengeance Flame, not the Flicker. So now, How does ONIC PH deal with this? Kirk, will he try to look for a setup? King Kong up front. Oh, they seem to be bursting Lunar down. Gets to switch targets though. Looks for Super Prince and the full barrage immediately cancelled out. King Kong, however, he won't be able to tank enough damage. Kirk also next on the chopping block. Double kill for TNZ. That's enough members taken out from ONIC PH. It's only the KK connection left alone.
Oh, Rosa, okay, throws down an arrow, but not going to connect. They get everything that they wanted here. They're also going to get this Lord. Time and time again, in fight after fight, ONIC Philippines just can't get one in favor for them. Even if they take someone down, it's just Lunar, because Lunar's just jumping in front of 5 dudes.
And he survived.
He's jumping for the super fam, yeah. And look at how long he survived.
He went in back again, got a kill.
He's like, oh, hold on, I'll come back. And like that ends up working out for them. And this is once again this lineup that Aurora Gaming has is just, it's working in synergy really, really well.
Yeah.
So as they lead into this Lord is going to be pushing with them. This is going to be a tough one to defend, I think, even this early on.
And imagine during that fight, the full barrage was cancelled right away. So they didn't even get to feel the full duration of the full barrage just yet, but that was already the amount of damage and pressure that Aurora Gaming already showed them. There goes the full barrage again, though.
T-Boom's like, let me at least just go ahead and use it on this wave so I can at least get a full. But he even ended it, so he's like, nah. Picks up the Malefic gun. T-Boom in a great position. This whole time, it's so funny because this is one of those instances, and maybe, you know, Ixchia's just one of those heroes where it's like, yeah, you're kind of just the covering fire hero or person on the team. Very similar to what we see with like Farsa's in terms of, you know, the magic damage burst. And what Ixchia here is he's 0, 1, and 11, has massive assists because of the fact that all he has to do is pretty much post up, pop the full barrage, and he's okay. He's able to pump out damage. He's even got that Sea Halberd himself. He did pick up a Sky Piercer, so it's like if he is going to get a kill, it's going to be just, you know, a one-off because everybody's low.
What if he decides to use it late into the fight? Then that's going to be a problem too. Because either way, the Sky Piercer, if it does get some stacks later on, though, it's going to be a problem for ONIC PH, even if they try to run away. The lack of range is honestly getting to them.
Yeah.
They have no ways to deal with, again, Sigiboom. And even during the times where Brusco does find the final slash, does find the stun, who could you rely on to supply the follow-up damage to burst down these damage dealers from Aurora Gaming? Literally none.
You gotta rely on your fam. That's why they're the super fam. But right now it's not working out for them. And there's been some good final slashes from Brusco, but like you said, and you know, earlier on, we need plenty of time before anything to happen for ONIC Philippines. If you really want to see them turn this fight around, they have a massive goal deficit to worry about and work against. Maybe something can happen around the Lord, but most likely not, because you're a Fredrin for King Kong. You know, it's not like you're going to be able to just kind of surprise them. Like Fredrin literally walks up with his hand in his pocket. You're not surprising anybody. So there's been some instances where it's like, all right, well, what do they do? It's either that final slash or Kirk. Kirk is the other option whenever that flicker is available to actually go in and, you know, flicker in, earth shatter, onward somebody.
Okay.
It looked like they wanted to make a play on T-Boom.
It's an immediate counter engage from Aurora. It's not that ONIC was even able to find the right engage. King Kong, the first pickoff. They look for Super Prince next, and Rosa catches up to him. Now that you take out the jungler, what else is there to worry about? But nonetheless, Yenzi might still try to go for the fight. Abyssal Trap does not connect to Kelra, but they might actually try to go for it here.
These arrows are crazy. They've been on point from Rosa. It almost seems like ONIC Philippines just walking into them, and they try to hold on the best they can. They'll lose the top turret, mid turret, and Aurora will just make their way to this Lord here. Kirk's going to try to give them some vision. You still got a couple seconds for the rest of the team to be up, but they might be a little bit too late if they try to actually make this happen. It would be an absolute miracle. Almost 10,000 gold behind if they actually contest this, but it looks like that's not going to happen, but they fight anyway.
Aurora still decide to fight this. The Abyssal Arrow doesn't connect onto anyone. Kirk, though, does the Primal Wrath, but this might be the opening for ONIC PH. SOT already committed. Lunar will be the target, but Sigiboom gets to use the full barrage and takes down 2 members. Rosa also finds the kill onto Kelra, and this is looking bad for ONIC PH.
PH. It's a maniac for Sigiboom. They finally find a way to deal with the super fam.